Real nigga radio.
I don't trust words no more, my nigga. I trust motherfucking action. A nigga can make his motherfucking mouth say anything. How he moves tells me everything. SIMMONS, talk to these lame ass niggas.
Peace, y'all. Peace and love. SIMMONS here. Happy to get this kicked off. Locallegend vlog. Y'all know what it is. We're gonna go through everything. But before we even get started, I just want to let y'all know that it's three things that I'm hoping we can extract from this story, right? One is focus, right? To always stay focused on your goal and what you want out of life, right? Another thing is forgiveness, right? Knowing that people make mistakes, and to thrive in this world, you need a clear conscience and love in your heart. You know what I'm saying? I believe, you know, truly to be blessed by the Most High. If you want the Most High blessing your journey and the universe cooperating with you, right? You need to be moving with love in your heart. So forgiveness is one of those things. And the third thing is being prepared for your blessing. Make sure you're always prepared for your blessing, right? So I'll tell you how I dropped the ball when Mary J. Blige gave me a shot. She seen something. What year was it that you graduated high school?
97.
That was 97?
Mm-hmm.
All right, because I'm talking about this Mary J. Blige story, and I wanted to get the year correct. We was coming from your high school graduation, right?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right, so that was 97. That was like July 97. June 97. All right, boom. I had to get the date. June 1997. My big sister graduates. So we're in the city, right? I'm in New York City. I'm from Queens, South Jamaica. So, but we're in the city in Manhattan because we're going to eat after her graduation. It was me, my mother, my father, my sister, and my sister's best friend, Kimberly, right? So we're in the city. I think we probably took the train or something to the city. So we're walking down the city block. We're going to this restaurant. I never forget because I used to love this restaurant when I was a kid. It's called Jekyll and Hyde. They had like some great calamari, but let me get back to where I'm going. So we're walking down the city block, New York City. We're walking down the block. That's 5 of us, right? So if anybody's ever been in New York City or any major city, the blocks is kind of, you know, it's a block. It's the street. You got the traffic going this way, then traffic going that way, then you got the other side of the street, right? So now we're walking up this block and we see coming up the other way, I guess there's a little bit of traffic. So we see Mary J. Blige in a Jeep. Like, it's like a, I want to say like an expedition or something. But anyway, she was in a Jeep. And we see her driving up, but we can see her in the car, like through, you know, you can see it was no tents and that. You can see it in the car. So I think maybe my sister, when the group's like, oh, it's Mary J. Blige. They're like, oh, wow, that is her. So as she driving by, we waved like, hey. So she waved back at us like, hey, cool. So then we like, pull over. Tell her pull over. So she pulled over. I think she came back around. However she did it, we wound up, she was pulled over, parked on the side, and we on the side of the street talking to her now, right? So now, as we're talking to her, we telling her, oh, my sister just graduated from high school. She's like, oh, wow, that's great. I think maybe she took pictures or something, I don't know. But they was, you know, it was on them. So I always was into music. I always rapped since I was, by this time, this was 97. I was 15 years old. So I probably was rapping since I was like 8, 9, but I really recorded a song that I wrote, you know what I mean? So I wasn't that type of artist, you know what I mean? But I was a talented rapper. So anyway, so they tell Mary like, oh, my little brother is nice, and I guess my parents like, yeah, my son, he's really good. She said, okay, and she decided to give me a shot. She said, she took out her card. She said, I don't know if it was Puffy, who it was at this time. She said, this is my manager's direct number. So she wrote on the back of the card, she said, call him I'm gonna tell him to look out for you, and he's gonna, I mean, let you let him hear something good, and you know what I mean? You're gonna join the family, like, we got you. So I'm excited. Everybody with me excited, like, wow. But in my mind, I'm not even gonna lie to you, in my mind, I always thought that I was gonna be a famous rapper. Like, I never had any plans for nothing else for my future, because, and honestly, I looked at it like, if I didn't become a famous rapper, I would be a failure, or I would be a nobody, or nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing else would matter. My life wouldn't matter. I kind of felt like, you know what I mean? I didn't see nothing else, right? So I wasn't that excited about it, but I was like, when you expecting a piece of mail and then it come, you're like, yeah, it came. Like, so I was expecting the mail all day. You know what I mean? So my dad, right? Coming in now, coming to hindsight, 15 is kind of right when too I started jumping off the porch into doing negative things. So I don't know, maybe this was, my father said, he took the card from me, he said, give me this. You're gonna lose it. I'm gonna hold on to this card, and we're gonna call in a Monday morning, whatever type of whatever after we shop. You know what I mean? So, smart people probably already figured out what happened. You might can click off now. But, yeah. I was gonna have my pops sit in on this, but I decided not to. And he lost the card. Wow. He lost the number. But that's not the end of the story. But listen, he lost the number. But this is why I started with this Mary J. Blige story. I didn't state this in the beginning. Kind of slipped past this. But it's so many instances that I'm kind of starting in chronological order. So I'll be starting at the youngest, right? So this is my first memory of a blown opportunity in my life, right? It's so many more intricate, better opportunities, more direct, but this, he lost the card, all right? Let's sit with that for a second. Let's drink a, let's sip some water to that. He lost the card. I love my dad. See, that's why, you know, forgiveness is one of the 3 things that we walking away with for this, right? Because it would be silly of me to, like, you know, try to hold some resentment or whatever. Like, I mean, I'm a firm believer now. I understand that everything happens, you know, all praise to the Most High. Inshallah, everything happens for a reason. Everything happens, it's the Lord's will, right? So, but the universe does give us signs, and you know, life does put us in situations where we can develop these characteristics of self-doubt, and we can develop these fears, and we cannot move on situations when we're supposed to be. We cannot be focused on the right thing. Fear can blind you, right? So for the person, again, for the person that's on the edge of greatness, right? Don't miss your opportunity. So, you know, my pops lost the card. But besides the forgiveness, right? Being prepared for a blessing is also the 3rd thing that we're going to walk away, right? So we got forgiveness, right? And we got focus, and we got being prepared for the blessing, right? So, you know, being prepared would be, and that's going to be a big theme when we get to my Jam Master Jay story, which was even a bigger, a closer opportunity, you know, because this thing with Mary, you never know how that would have played out. You know, the manager could have heard me, and I can't see the manager hearing me and not, I mean, I'm not just saying that because it's me, but even, you know, like now I can say that now because there's a lot of talented, you know, there's a lot of talented men. You know what I mean? As a grown man. But as a kid, I was talented. I was just talented. I was very talented when I was a kid, when I was a really young kid. You know what I mean? So that was more, that was more special than, or it was more uncommon than it is now to hear a dude that can rap. Like, everybody can rap. I mean, mostly everybody can hit you with some good bars. You know what I mean? Here and now and then. Not everybody, but you know, a lot of people can. I personally know a lot of people I know a lot of great artists, more than 10. You know what I mean? That's not, you know, in the industry that I know that could be great artists given they had a platform. You know what I mean? So, but as a kid, so I feel like definitely if I would have got that opportunity to be heard, you know, it could have been something. But like I said, everything happens for a reason. But, you know, my purpose of this is not to tell you, is not to, you know, tell like a war story or try to glamorize myself, even though it's not really a glamorous story. It's to point out an opportunity and point out the 3 things that blocked my opportunity, and don't let those 3 things block your opportunity. And once again, we're going to go over those 3 things. Focus, right? It's always a focus because, you know, the things that you focus on, not only think about, but focus on, get internalized into your subconscious. And those things you manifest, whether you believe it or not. So your focus should always be on professionalism. So, and being disciplined and being ready, right? That's the second one, being prepared for your blessing. And that's how you be prepared for your blessing, by focusing, right? By having the things in order and having the right mind state to put the things in its proper order soon as possible, not delegating, relegating to another time in person, but doing those things and having those things done and having those things be a part of your life and daily routine. So therefore, when situations present itself, you can take full advantage because you are ready, or create situations through what you have manifested for being ready, right? So that's the focus, and that's being prepared for your blessing. And forgiveness is, like we said already, having that clear consciousness and understanding. And out of all of the cases and the bail money and the lawyers and the lessons and near-death experiences I've had and put my parents through before and after that point, I would be playing myself to have any resentment towards those 2 people. I mean, anybody in the world, I would be playing myself to have resentment towards, but especially those 2 people, right? So I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. This is not a big thing. It's not a long thing. I just want to teach and reveal TNR. That's what this brand is predicated on. That's what we're here to do. Teach and reveal the great teacher, Malcolm X. Peace and love. That's what I come with. I truly believe that knowledge is power, and each one teach one. And I want to use the power. I want to encourage the power of wisdom to uplift others. So Teach and Reveal is the brand. Y'all go to tnrwear.com. Follow us on Instagram at TNRwear. Subscribe to the TNR network. I'm here to motivate you. I'm here to tell you where I fell short and what I've learned that because I love you. All right? Peace and love, TNR network. I'll be dropping this on Father's Day. So shout out to my pops. I love you. And I forgive you for losing Mary J. Blige. You told me you was going to hold it so I wouldn't lose it. And then you lost it. So you must have seen losing it in the vision. When she passed me the number, the first thing must have popped in your head was that number's going to get lost. So what you do? Grab it and lose it. But I forgive you, though. I'm just saying. Hit me in the comments, though. Should I get him something for Father's Day? Should I give him a Mary J. Blige ticket or something for Father's Day? I did leave out, too, that I wound up meeting Mary J. Blige with Smack a couple years later. And she was just the same beautiful person. This as inviting, smiling, conversating. She's dope. And I went to a couple of concerts. She's a beautiful soul. And I really feel like, you know, She gave me that number because she seen something in me spiritually, and we connected. She felt my energy was good, and she believed in me, and she saw something, and she gave me a shot because she felt like it was the right thing to do. That was the universe working for me. You know what I'm saying? So that was an opportunity right there. But I wasn't focused. Because tell the truth, even if I was focused, I was 15. If I was focused, I would have told my dad, like, nah, I'm holding this. Or I would have been on him. I would have, as soon as we went home, you got that number? Let me write it down again on my wall. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I would have did that. If I was really focused, I would have grabbed that opportunity and I would have never let it go. But I was cool, calm, and I was, you know, like I said, I was jumping off the porch around that time. I had a bunch of things in my head, not just that. You know what I mean? So stay focused. Don't let that be you. Don't have a bunch of things in your mind. You want to be great? Don't let the distractions get to you. That's because, you know, that's the opposition. The sun is shining on you, but that's the shadow. In the shadows is procrastination lurking. Is a bunch of ideas. It's a bunch of friends and a bunch of people of the opposite sex, right? Is too many distractions. So staying focused is sometimes easier said than done, but you gotta put one foot in front of the other in order to do that. And you gotta keep your circle, you know, small and honest in order to do that. There's a few ways to do that, but you gotta strategize your focus. You know, you gotta direct your own focus sometimes. You know, it's like a boat in the ocean. You gotta drop that anchor sometimes and state your claim, man. So stay focused, stay thirsty, stay hungry, stay positive. Be prepared for your blessings, man. Don't get caught out there. Peace and love.
Real nigga radio.
I don't trust words no more, my nigga. I trust motherfucking action. A nigga can make his motherfucking mouth say anything. How he moves tells me everything. Simmons, talk to these lame ass niggas, dawg.